Of course you'd start the meeting. Start the meeting right in the middle of what I'm not going to say. All right.
I almost clicked on it right before you did what you're about to do.
I told you I was going to cough one more time. All right. I'll probably just leave it in. All right. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Like us, subscribe, share us with your mom, whatever. Just share it. Share your experience of this show, but just share the good ones. I know there are some rough patches there, so I apologize for yelling for like half of the last show. I'll try not to do that today.
You got a little emotional. Yeah, things happen.
Well, yeah, it's so weird because I started off confused and ended angry.
Great news, guys. I no longer have the ham radio.
Oh, yeah. Brett has a brand new mic.
Finally hear my voice properly.
Yeah. You sound smooth.
Sure.
Almost it's like Barry Manilow-ish.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card.
Do you know who Barry Manilow is?
Yes, I know who Barry Manilow is.
Okay. I thought that was a good comparison. But that's probably not very nice. So we're going to do this all-time 23-man U.S. men's national team roster. And I noticed, but I did not watch it, that Filippo did the best 11 today. And I think you had a little exchange with him about that on Twitter.
Oh, no. After I picked my 23, I decided to watch his just to see where I fell in comparison.
No, I meant when he announced that he was going to do the 11 best.
Oh, yeah.
We had already planned to do it, but he beat us to it.
I was like, way to cherry pick our comment section.
Yeah. Thanks, Filippo. You just ruined our show. But we're going to do it anyhow, because I didn't watch Filippo's show, because I didn't want to be corrupted by his thoughts. So I figure we'll just jump right into it here. And, we should probably lay down some basic rules.
Yes.
Number one, my 23 is a mix of accomplishments and talent. So you're going to notice on mine, there's not going to be a lot of the young kids who've not even played a World Cup qualifier for us yet. So that's how I picked mine. I don't know how you picked yours, Brett.
I picked mine partially off of accomplishment, primarily based on talent. But that's also looking, and similar to what Filippo did to an extent, is I looked at who's currently playing all the way down to 94s, which is what we did in comparison to maybe what Filippo did. I don't know.
Right.
But, I looked at the current squad along with everybody that came before them, and I picked my 23 as if I could pick those 23 players in their prime, that's who I would pick. Now, okay. I have included some younger players, and I know Filippo got ripped apart for, not even ripped apart, but maybe people were commenting as far as like, why are these people included? Oddly enough, I went a lot of the same route because how could I not include some of these? But I guess I can understand their criticisms.
So I guess what that really means is if you have a problem with Filippo's list, you won't have a problem with mine, but you will have a problem with Brett's. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to sum it up there. But the good news is, folks, my list does not include players who have not played a World Cup qualifier for the United States yet. So that trims my list down a bit. And like Brett, we both started from 1994 and up. So anybody that's played for the U.S. men's national team from 1994 and up.
It was going to be some overlap between our list, yours and mine.
Oh, God, there's going to be. Yeah. So why don't we just do this? I'll name a goalkeeper. You'll name a goalkeeper. I'll name one. You name one. I name one. You name one until we get all three of them out of the way.
Do you just want to name your three and then I'll name my three? Because I feel like that might be
quicker.
Easier route.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. I guess I'll start with goalkeeper then.
Sure.
My goalkeepers were Howard, Friedel, and Casey Keller.
My three goalkeepers were the same three.
Well, good. So no debates there.
I don't think there's any debate there.
Yeah. No, I don't. No. Nobody else really belongs on that list.
No,
So you,
not to those three at least.
yeah. So you Tony Miola lovers, sorry. He's a great guy. We've had him on our show back in whatever year it was, 2006 or 7 or whatever.
The year
He's a great guy.
2000.
Great guy to interview, but he's not on this list.
Nope.
So let's do defenders, and I will let you start, I guess, with your left back, right backs. Just get them all. One fell swoop.
My outside backs include Steve Cherundolo.
Yep.
I have Fabian Johnson.
Nope.
I need a left back.
Oh, I do too. I have Fabian. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. I have Serginho Dest.
Okay, I obviously don't.
Don't, yeah. And then same thing with I have Robinson as well. Because again,
I know what you're saying.
yeah, I know.
I have DeMarcus Beasley and I have Tony Santa. Who?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Those are my
So
additions to yours, but I do not have Dest or Robinson because they've never played a World Cup
Sure.
qualifier.
understandable.
Just to clarify.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll take the slings and arrows.
You take the slings. Yeah.
So Filippo also had Beasley at his time at left back, but again, I wanted to take my players in their prime, and I couldn't for the life of me take Beasley as the left back option compared to his prime and more of an attacking option. So Beasley's on my list. He's just not at the wing back.
Hey, as long as you have a good reason, I'm
Sure.
okay with it. Because, I mean, what am I going to say? You know, oh, you got to take Dest and Robinson off.
Man,
but
you know, I know I'm going to get harped on for including somebody like Dest and Robinson. But quite frankly, is like I have Fabian Johnson as a left back option, and he's not a left back. I mean, he's played left back for us, and he can play left back, but he's not a true out and out left back.
I mean, you could argue Beasley's not a left back.
True, and exactly. That's why I don't have a problem having Johnson on there, and I don't have a problem with you guys including Beasley as left back. I just have a different reason why he's not my left back. But man, branching out to other left back options was a struggle. And like I said, that's why I kind of went with some players of promise who are doing well currently over existing player pool, I guess. I don't know.
I have to say that if people don't know who Tony Santa is, or Santa, he's been on our show as well back in probably 2007, I think, or 6. And another great guy, great interview. You could probably still find it on YouTube somewhere. But he had an amazing 2002 World Cup, just being amazing. He was one of the best players on our team. So that's why he's on there. Let's move to center backs, and I guess it's my turn to start. Okay. I did Carlos Bocanegra, Eddie Pope, Jeff Agus, Marcelo Balboa, John Brooks. Those were my center back picks.
5 center back options, huh?
Yeah, I know.
So you've stolen a spot on your normal the 4-3-3 roster, which is generally depicted as a 3, 8, 6, and 6.
Yep.
So you've taken a spot from somebody else in that 6 and 6 spot, and you used it as a 5th center back.
I did, and
okay.
I guess I did that because I wanted to get the best players in.
Okay.
And I felt Balboa, Agus, Pope all deserve to be right there with Bocanegra and John Brooks. So, I had to add them. Didn't we have Jeff Agus on the show too?
I think so, yes.
We did. Holy crap.
I could barely remember last week, let alone a decade ago. So,
well, it's kind of funny. I'm looking at my list. We've now interviewed 2 of the 3 people on my list. That's kind of funny.
We'll just check. We'll just go down your list of 23, the 23 tops, and who have we not hit yet? Okay, we'll get him next. We'll get him next. We'll get him next.
Yes, I've always wanted to interview some of these people, some of these other folks. All right, I'll
give you my center backs, and I only took 4. So I had Bocanegra as well.
Okay.
I had Pope as well.
Okay.
And I had Brooks as well.
Okay.
Where we deviate is I ended up picking Gooch.
So
item. I've yeah.
I think you have your more recent glasses on there.
They absolutely do. Yes, I know. The problem with this is it's going to be almost always. I did watch the World Cups. I used to watch U.S. men's national teams games as early as the '94 World Cup and on.
Right.
But what I really remember for the most part is 2002 and on. And
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have a bit of a jaded younger glasses on, if you will.
Okay.
Not even jaded, I guess, rose tinted.
Well, that's fair because then, while they might be upset at your picks, then they can just be, but Derek's picks, they make me feel good. So we'll let you start with the mids.
Okay. So again, having watched Filippo's, I know that we're going to have a lot of overlapping players here on this front, but my list would include Claudio Reyna. I have Thomas Dooley.
Yeah.
Tyler Adams. Michael Bradley. Weston McKennie. And Giovanni Reyna.
Wow. You got the dad and the son in there.
They're just going to swap positions too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of cool in its own way. Of course.
Again, I know I'm going to get harped on for this, but
you are. My list doesn't have Adams, McKennie, and Reyna, obviously, based on the criteria I mentioned earlier. But I do have Thomas Dooley, and I do have Claudio Reyna, and I do have Michael Bradley, but I also have John Harkes, Tab Ramos, Jermaine Jones. And I was getting JJ on this.
Yeah, I was torn. He was on my list initially too, and I know that's a fair midfield.
Yeah, and we should put in the comments section, mention which roster you like best. All right, I guess I will do the wingers / forwards.
Okay.
Just do it all at once.
Sure, why not?
I have Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, Brian McBride, Josie Altidore. Yes, I said it. And Christian Pulisic.
So this is where you took it away from.
Yep.
So I have Brian McBride. I have Clint Dempsey. I have Landon Donovan. I have Christian Pulisic. But I also have Kobe Jones. And I have DeMarcus Beasley up top.
Okay, so you're just giving Kobe Jones all that credit for all those games he played. That's right? Because I never really thought he was that good.
Oh.
I thought he was acceptable. I thought he was decent. I thought he did his job. He did horrible when we went over to England. Was not good over there. Came back to the States. But he did serve the United States men's national team. I think he has the most caps ever, doesn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
So
maybe no, I'm
gotta give him credit.
I'm pretty sure it's still active.
Yeah, sometimes the best thing is just being available. And one thing Kobe Jones always was, he was available. And there you go. All right, then we had to pick our starting 11 out of this group. And I'll let you start with goalkeeper.
Howard.
That wasn't very hard. Who'd you have at right back?
Dolo.
Me too. I went with Beasley on the left.
This is where I struggled with my roster as a whole. And I went with Dest out left, despite the fact that he's had a pretty poor left outside back.
Man, you're going to get a lot of old timers upset with you.
Sure. Well, no, I've already said my list. What? Who else is going to play back there?
They're already upset.
Yeah.
Now they're getting angry. All right. I had John Brooks at left center back.
I had Bocanegra.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I put Bocanegra on the right center back.
I put Pope out right.
Well, that's not a bad pick. I like Eddie Pope is very underrated because he never played in Europe.
Given the 4-3-3 and I'm getting this is me expecting that we're going to play the 4-3-3 like Berhalter plays, and assuming that the same tactics apply
Yeah.
with Dest and Trundle moving up, I just needed some center backs that are a little more mobile, and I went with Pope. He read the game well, and he's my right center back.
All right. Well, who's your holding wrecker? Your ball
Yeah.
wrecker?
I put Adams in there.
Okay. Mine's Jermaine Jones,
Sure.
even though Bradley played that quite a bit during the Jones era. Although there was a time where Klinsman experimented with moving Bradley higher up the field. Remember that time?
Well, I mean, Bradley started off as a dual 8 in the Bob Bradley empty bucket.
Actually, one of the best games Michael Bradley ever played was at CAM for Klinsman against Mexico. He was just awesome that game. I think that might have even been the Wonder Chip game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people now are just are sort of jaded with his MLS experience and his performance and how it decreased since returning.
Yeah.
When he was in Europe and he was vying for a starting spot on a day-to-day basis there, he was sharp as a tack. Just it was.
Yeah, and
he had his guffs, but still.
Outside of his short stint in England that went horribly, wherever he played, when he was in Holland, he was an everyday starter. He was great. He played for Heerenveen. Then he went to Germany, pretty much a regular starter for Mönchengladbach. And people don't remember that. Then he went to Italy after the England thing and played for, I think it was Chievo.
Yep.
Or they called him the little general, the
American star of the team for the most part.
Yeah. And the move to Roma was, it was average. But yeah, since he's come back to the States, and that's what most people can remember, people do take big old poops on him. And because of course, the Trinidad Tobago game, which by the way, wasn't all his fault.
Sure. So. No, there's a whole other 10 players on that field.
To blame. Yeah. There's all kinds of blame to go around.
Yeah.
But he and Josie really took the brunt of it. Speaking of Toronto FC, I think they've lost 6 games in a row. I mean, holy dumpster fire. That team.
Who do they think they are? Chicago? Come on.
And does that maybe hint at the fact that when you lose a good coach, a really good manager, as they lost their manager to the Galaxy, how far down a team with basically the very same players they had last season can they fall? I mean, it's been so bad. They don't even want Josie Altidore on the team. Altidore doesn't want to play. So what a mess. That team is in the worst shape, I think, in MLS right now.
Just wants to argue on Twitter.
What's that?
Said he just wants to argue on Twitter.
Oh, Josie, yeah. He's picking fights with Twellman again?
No, I don't know.
All right.
It's me cracking a joke, that's all.
That's all.
That's it.
All right. Left wing.
Okay,
wait, we're still in midfield.
I was about to say, you threw me for a loop there, man.
Left.
I have McKinney and Reyna as my dual eights, although Reyna having free run to do whatever F he wants.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. I have, of course, Jones as the wrecker. I have Claudio Reyna as the box-to-box. And I have the more attacking-minded midfielder as Tab Ramos.
Sure.
Come on, people. Is that not a badass center midfield lineup? Come on. That is a wrecking crew, man. All right. Who'd you have as your forwards, left or right?
I have Pulisic out left. I have Donovan out right, and then McBride up top.
Okay, we had the exact same thing, except for I had Dempsey as the center forward.
That's who the same top three you have is the same top three that Filippo had. And you could have gone either way.
Really?
I would have been fine with McBride or Dempsey, in all honesty.
So Filippo put Dempsey as the CF.
Yes.
He probably I bet you he played him as like a false 9 or something like that.
Yep, absolutely.
That makes sense. I mean, I probably would not play him as a false 9. I'd just play him as a straight up CF. I think he's good enough to do it. He did it throughout his career at Fulham from time to time. He did it at Tottenham as well. He often came in for one of the forwards, and even central strikers. So I wouldn't even need to play him as a false nine. All right. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Those are our 23 all-timers plus the starting 11. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, we'll catch you.